We do not have the right to be free from unreasonable searches and seizures without warrant. They can come into our house and take our children on nothing more than an anonymous allegation against us. We cannot, we demand the right to the presumption of innocence because we have not done anything wrong, and there's no reason why we should admit guilt or comply with an unnecessary and unwanted and irrelevant treatment plan as a condition of getting our children back. We are the parents of our children. We are not breeders for the state. Child abuse is a crime, and it should be treated as such. Social workers are not qualified to conduct investigations into crimes. And this is one of the other things that we are hoping that we can impress upon Congress. We are not trying to shield child abusers. We are trying to protect the inherent constitutional rights of the people of this country, and includes the rights of the children to be with their parents if their life is not in danger. As long as 4 to 5 children a day die in this country at the hands of their abusers, and as long as social services is crowding into houses and stealing children away without any justifiable cause, they are not fulfilling their federal and statutory mandates. They are not doing their job. And as long as they are not doing their job, it's very obvious the system is broken. One of the most important things that we come across is that people will say, well, we want to err on the side of the child. When you err on the side of the child, you are admitting that you are making a mistake. Erring on the side of the child does not necessarily mean that you are protecting the child from harm or from emotional trauma or anything like that. Erring on the side of the child, when you remove a child from a loving home where there is no abusive situation, causes significant and severe trauma to the child. And this trauma is very often exacerbated by the fact that social workers will say one thing to the parent, they'll say another thing to the child, such as, if you just tell us what Daddy did, then you can go home and we'll help Daddy, and Daddy won't go to jail. And the next thing you know, Daddy has handcuffs on and Daddy's going to jail. And the child is in foster care long-term and possibly having the parental rights terminated. The child is traumatized by these lies. One of the things that we are demanding is that we eliminate the confidentiality laws that protect the departments of social services from outside scrutiny. They are using these laws as a veil of secrecy to hide their activities from public scrutiny, and they are able to act with impunity against the parents of this country and in conjunction with the court system. If we want to shorten this down to a soundbite, basically what we're asking for is accountability on the parts of social workers, that the actions that they take, they can be held accountable for. We are demanding public oversight. Right now, every Department of Social Services is responsible for conducting their own investigations into complaints that are submitted to them. There is no way we feel that a government agency can investigate itself, and we feel that public oversight is going to be key in getting these issues and complaints resolved. And finally, we're looking for the abolition of immunity. Right now, social workers have absolute immunity. Not even police have absolute immunity. And so we need to eliminate the immunity clauses so that we can hold our government agents who have the authority to come in and break up our families liable for civil and criminal liabilities if they violate the law, which they routinely do in the process of an intervention. The petition that we've done, that is basically the platform of Parents March, is 14 pages long. There's no way that this is an issue that can be dealt with in short little pieces, but it does provide a clear snapshot of the problems of the issue. At this point, this is where I'm going to end, but by the end of the show, we are going to be having a presentation of several cases around the country that are representative of what's going on, and this will include a videotape of a foster child who ran away from her foster home. And I don't think you're going to want to miss this because it's been around the country, and believe it or not, I'm under a gag order not to talk about this, but I'm doing it anyway.
He's representing the Boston area. He's a member of the board of the Fatherhood Coalition. It's based in Boston. He's also a director of one of the state chapters. The coalition is a nonprofit volunteer organization of men and women providing advocacy for fatherhood and shared parenting and equal justice under the law. He'll talk about the intrusive government. Earl?
I just wanted to point out a couple of things because there was a situation up in Massachusetts where there are so many good parents who want to have access to their children and they can't. And a couple years ago, the Boston Globe ran a story about some of the people who are certified to be foster parents, and they discovered that 104 people were certified as foster parents, and they were also convicted felons.